Gwendoline Christie as Brienne. Photo by Helen Sloan. HBO This post contains Game of Thrones spoilers, including from Season 8, Episode 2. It looks like next week's Game of Thrones episode will feature one of the biggest battles of the series thus far. And that means it's Valar Morghulis time. Sunday night's episode, with its reunions, full circle moments and constant blabber from everybody about how they're certainly going to die against the undead, what happened to pre-battle faith, set up several major character deaths. So based on Sunday's episode, who is least likely to survive the battle at Winterfell? Let's break down their chances. Jaime Lannister. Jaime arrived in Winterfell, where he was met with disdain and suspicion. But the show's writers really drove home the point that this isn't the same guy who pushes kids out tower windows. He's now the kind of guy who knights Brienne and would be proud to fight under her command. That redemption arc, a careless knight sleeping with his twin sister in Season 1, to abandoning that sister to fight for humanity in Season 8, really dooms his chances for survival. Brienne of Tarth. Brienne received some solid closure in Sunday's episode when she finally got knighted and earned the respect and admiration she deserves. While she could make it out alive, perhaps Jaime will die as he protects her. The kind of joy she experienced from becoming a knight makes us feel anxious over what's about to come for her. Theon Greyjoy. Theon and Sansa Stark had a moving reunion in Winterfell, coming after he helped her escape that walking nightmare, Ramsay Bolton. What's more, Theon pledged to guard Bran Stark, protector of history and human Night King bait. "I took this castle from you," he tells Bran. "Let me defend you now." Recall that Theon, in a move to try to win the respect of his father and the Ironborn, took Winterfell and did very awful things in the process, which led him to becoming Ramsay's captive reek. So Theon dying while protecting a Stark and being so brave that he's facing off with the Night King. Not a bad way to go, considering all of the arrogance, then pain and humiliation we've seen in his storyline. Tormund. Doesn't it feel like we got a lot of face time with Tormund on Sunday's episode? He seems like the kind of fighter who will take out a bunch of the undead in a heroic feat of strength, sure, but having him make it out alive almost seems a little gratuitous. Grey Worm and Missandei just made some sweet travel plans, and there isn't a person watching Game of Thrones not rooting for these two crazy kids. So yeah, he's at risk. Arya Stark. Arya is expecting to die like so many other characters, so she spent her final hours doing the deed with Gendry. She's apparently 18, by the way. Just in terms of shock value, Arya dying in next Sunday's episode would be more devastating than previous Stark deaths. She's been around longer, endured more, and is a more beloved character than the now-deceased Starks. Killing her off would no doubt spark a huge emotional reaction among viewers, so that makes her chances of survival slim. Plus, is Arya really needed to sort out this whole Iron Throne squabble? She does have her kill list with Cersei at the top, but a lot of people could take that queen out. The Hound. Here's another character who's undergone a massive transformation, from aloof killer to softy with a rough exterior, and that puts a big target on his back. In Sunday's episode, he has what qualifies as a heart-to-heart with Arya. "You joined the Brotherhood. You went beyond the wall with Jon," she says. "You're here now. Why? When was the last time you fought for anyone but yourself?" The Hound responds, "I fought for you, didn't I?" See, he's capable of selflessness, and it's about to get to him killed. Jorah Mormont. This dude has already been on the brink of death thanks to a nasty bout of grayscale, and his final counsel to Daenerys is to keep Tyrion Lannister on as her hand. Now that he's settled his affairs, his final act of loyalty could be to die fighting under her banner. Sam Tarly, who saved Jorah from grayscale, also gifted him the Tarly family Valyrian steel sword Heartsbane, which is capable of taking out White Walkers. That sets us up to see Jorah engage in some intense fighting. Maybe he'll have a chance to repay Sam for saving his life. The rest we haven't heard an area peep from Varys this season, and the trailer for next week's episode has him hiding out in the crypt. Would any of us miss him? Tyrion was instructed to also stay in the crypt during the fighting, but we know he's not one for following rules. Sam has beaten a White Walker before, but he also doesn't have that big sword anymore. Plus, Sam dying would really complicate the coming showdown between Daenerys and Jon Snow. We mean Aegon Targaryen. We saw more of Davos Seaworth on Sunday's episode than Jon Snow, it seems, and he kept reminding us all that despite his surviving previous battles, he's not really much of a fighter. Podrick has been coming along as a fighter, but he did sing in Sunday's episode, and for some reason, that makes us less inclined to think he'll make it out alive. Washington Post: where to watch Game of Thrones. Watch it on Mondays at 3 a.m. on repeat at 10 p.m. on Mnet, or straight after with the DSTV Now app. You can also binge watch all previous seasons of Game of Thrones on Showmax. Sign up for a 14-day free trial at showmax.com. Let's block ads.